Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So on today's episode, we're going to do the full exterior spring detail of this 2013 Volkswagen Jetta. So if you guys have followed me for a while now, you'll know that about 8 to 9 months ago, we protected the exterior of this vehicle with a thick ceramic coating. So it's a 3-year ceramic coating, so we're going to see how it held up to the test of time. So of course, we're going to do a complete decon wash of the vehicle. We're also going to apply a maintenance topper to boost the hydrophobic properties and the protection of the ceramic coating, and we're going to go ahead through all the steps together. So let's have a look at the vehicle itself. So it hasn't been properly hand washed in just about those 8 to 9 months, so it's only been through automatic car washes, and it's been through the grueling Canadian winters. So if we have a look here at the tires, for example, they're very brown, very dirty. We're gonna have to take care of that. You can look at the rims, they're filthy, full of brake dust, all the way into the wheel barrels, of course. The inner fender wells, I don't know if you can tell through the camera, but we're gonna address that as well. We're gonna take care of the undercarriage as well to remove any road salt and dirt and grime. So you're gonna see a special tool just for that. There's a lot of contamination that's embedded into the clear coat, so industrial fallout, road tar, also some iron particles from the brake dust itself. We're going to take care of the glass, of course. The paint is in fairly good condition. So this, by the way, is my brother's car. So I've been taking care of this car at least once a year since he purchased it brand new. So if we continue, what we're going to do next, we're also going to take care of the engine bay. You're going to see how filthy this gets. So have a look. You can see how filthy this is, guys. So we're going to address all of this, of course. You're going to do proper washing techniques. So you're going to follow me through throughout the steps, of course. And we're going to get this car looking brand new again. And of course, do some maintenance and protection. So you know the drill. Without further ado, stay tuned. Let's go ahead and start the show. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with the first step and always address the dirtiest parts of the vehicle first. So we're going to take care of the undercarriage. So your vehicle has been through the winter months and you want to take care of the dirt, the grime, and the road salt. And today we have a cool tool, which, by the way, guys, all of the equipment and the products that I'll be using today, I'll leave links in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So don't worry, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So for the undercarriage, we have a pressure washer attachment from Ryobi. This is the undercarriage water broom. So it's an attachment that you put directly here onto your pressure washer using the quick connect and disconnect, and that's it. There are nozzles here that are going to shoot water. It comes with these wheels, and you're going to roll this under the undercarriage and you're going to spray some water. So let's have a look at this right now. So if I turn it on, you guys are going to see the jets of water. So you go around the vehicle and it's very simple, and you get the job done in no time. An inexpensive part, yet very high quality. The wheels themselves are about 3 inches tall, so you should have enough clearance for pretty much all vehicles. So this is a standard sedan, a compact sedan, and it fits under there properly. So we're going to continue doing the rest, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Alright guys, so now we're going to tackle the engine bay detailing portion. So again, always work efficiently and neatly. I take care of the dirtiest parts of the vehicle first. So the engine bay, of course, as you can tell, is very dirty. So the steps that we're going to perform are pretty simple. First of all, work on a cool engine bay in the shadow as we can right now. Although it's sunny outside, we have a shadow that's cast on the engine bay. So this is going to let enough time for the products to dwell and do their job. So we're going to start by, of course, pre-rinsing the engine bay. Use common sense, guys. So if you're using a garden hose, fine. If you're using a pressure washer, use a low setting. I typically use 1,000 to 1,100 PSI max for washing cars. That's more than enough, by the way. And don't concentrate your jets in the same place for a long period of time. Modern cars, so less than 10 years old, they're pretty much watertight, so it's not really necessary to cover any sensitive parts. But if you do want, go ahead and do it, no problem. You can cover things like the alternator, the CPU, and electronic components as well. That's up to you guys. So the tools and products that we're going to use. So I have, of course, degreasers that you need. You can use a variety of degreasers. Today, I'm going to use Super Clean. What I use for the engine bay is Super Clean diluted 3-to-1. So 3 parts water to 1 part of product. I also have Super Clean in an aerosol form. So this has a longer dwell time and can attack the grease and grime. This is a very good cleaner degreaser. When we're going to be done, and of course drying the entire thing, I'm going to apply a trim detailer. So to give that nice finished look. When we're doing the job, I have an assortment of different brushes. So I have the Easy Detail brush to get into the nooks and crannies. I have this bigger fender well brush from Mothers, and also have a small detail brush like this to get into the smaller intricate parts. So let's start by pre-rinsing the engine bay. All right, another quick tip when you're doing the engine bay detailing, work from the top to the bottom, like for the vehicle. So we're going to start with the underside of the hood and then work our way to the engine. We're going to start by spraying the cleaner degreaser. Spray that liberally. All right guys, so now we're going to go ahead and dry the engine bay. You can do so by using microfiber drying towels if you want. I have a quicker way, so I like to use car dryers. So this is hot filtered air. So I have the big boy. This is the Metrovac Master Blaster Revolution. So dual 4 horsepower motors for 8 horsepower in total. And you have the small Air Force Blaster Sidekick if you don't want the more expensive unit. So this here is very practical when you're drying your vehicle, of course, to get into all the nooks, the crannies, the door sills, the door jambs, the mirrors, the grills on the vehicle, so all the intricate areas where you get water drippings. This is perfect for that. Of course, I always recommend to wear ear protection when you're doing so because they can get pretty loud. So let's go ahead and dry the vehicle. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and apply a trim dressing. So to give some nice pop to the elements, I use this Detailer's Pride Trim Detailer, which is now known as McKee's 37, but Meguiar's Hyper Dressing is another good one for the engine bay. There are a lot of good ones. Again, I'll link all the products in the description under the video. So you basically just spray and wipe with a microfiber towel. You wipe the excess, and it gives that nice, freshly detailed look to your engine bay. This is a non-greasy finish, which is what I like. Just give it a quick once over with a microfiber towel. This is going to even out the dressing. And that does it for the engine bay. So have a closer look. That's pretty awesome. All right, guys, so we're now going to move on to the next step, or the next dirtiest part of the vehicle, which is the wheels and tires, so stay tuned. All right, so for the wheel, guys, I always use a dedicated wheel bucket, so that way I don't contaminate the buckets that I use for the paint work. In this case, I'm going to use Ammo Brute wheel soap. This is a very strong soap, specifically formulated for wheels. I'm going to fill my bucket, and then we're going to go ahead and do the job. All right, so next we're going to tackle the wheels. These are usually, after the engine bay and the undercarriage, the dirtiest parts of the vehicle. So during maintenance washes, I also always start by the wheels and tires. So first we're going to install a car wash insert by the detail guards. So you simply slide this under each of the four corners of your car, and this is going to prevent the hose from getting stuck under the tires when you're going around the vehicle. So nice little contraption. So the products that we have, first of all, the Adams Polishes Tire Rubber Cleaner. This is a very good one, so we're going to use this, of course, to clean the tires. We then have the Adams Wheel Cleaner. This has an iron particles remover as well built in, so it's going to go from translucent or transparent to a purple color, indicated that the iron particles or the brake dust that's caked on the wheels is going to melt away, so it's easier to rinse. We're going to use a couple of brushes. So this Tough Shine tire brush for the fender wells, for the tire walls, sorry. Then we have a couple of brushes like this Mother's Fender Well brush that we're going to use for the inner parts here of the fender wells. We have the Easy Detail wheel brush to get into the inner barrels. And for the faces, we have a wheel brush for the front of the wheels. And once we're done rinsing all of that off, we're going to apply some protection. So this is Geon Wet Coat. It's a spray-on rinse-off formula. And this is kind of a ceramic coating light for your wheels. It's going to add protection, going to make maintenance of the wheels a lot easier, and brake dust will stick a lot less to the car. So first, like anything else, we're going to start by rinsing all of this. Going to apply the rubber cleaner, let it dwell for roughly 30 seconds. We're going to take the wheel cleaner sure you spray some in the inner barrels. Get all of that clean. We're going to spray some tire and rubber cleaner directly on our Tough Shine brush, and we're going to start scrubbing. So what you want is a white foam. So if it's still brown and dirty, when you're going to rinse off, you're going to reapply some rubber cleaner and make sure you clean it thoroughly. This way you're going to remove any previous tire dressing that's on there, and this way your new dressing is going to bond a lot better, so better performance. And of course you always apply protection on the clean surface. So as you can tell, this is still pretty brown, this foaming, so we're going to have to rinse off and do at least a second pass. Always rinse your brushes when you're working. So if you can tell here, all this purple stuff, those are the iron particles that are melting away. So we know that the chemical is properly reacting. So that's always a visual indicator that you're getting the job done. You go behind the brake caliper as well. So that's what I like about the Easy Detail brush or the Daytona Speedmaster brush. Both are pretty much similar or identical. They get into tight spaces like behind wheel calipers. And then for the faces of the wheels, you get this wheel brush. It's a wheel and lug nut brush. Don't forget to get the lug nuts. Okay, now rinse. Let's do another pass of the rubber cleaner. Now this is what we want. You see this? This is the white foam. So now we know that the tires are properly cleaned. Let's take the fender well brush and get to clean these fender wells. Now we're going to apply some protection to the front of the wheels. So you spray on and you rinse off immediately with a pressure washer ideally, or a garden hose that has enough pressure. And the water is going to be beating. And now we have clean and protected wheels. Alright guys, so we're going to prepare our wash solution. Because this car was ceramic coated, today I'll be using CarPro Reset. This is a very intensive car shampoo. So in the back here, always read the instructions for dilutions. They say a 1 to 500 dilution, so 1.35 ounces per 5 gallons wash. So in this case, in our 5-gallon wash bucket, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm always using measuring cups to make sure I get the correct amount. Set that aside. We pour that into the wash bucket, and then we're going to fill it out with water, and that should create a lot of suds. And this is a great shampoo to remove or to help to break down all that traffic film as well. So this is for the wash solution, but before we do the hand wash, we're also going to prepare the pre-wash stage. So the foam cannon itself. So in this case, what I'll be using, by the way guys, come here. You can have a quick look at how obsessed I am with car detailing products and tools and equipment. And this is just a small part of the collection, because you can also have a look at the shelves with more products over there on the right hand side, and then again on this part here. So I have some in the basement. It has just become an obsession. So for the pre-wash, what we're going to use is Griot's Garage foaming surface wash. By the way, I have videos on pretty much everything that I use, or every part that I clean. I have tutorials on my channel. So we'll be using this foaming surface wash in the foam cannon. So what I like to do is also take a measuring cup for the water, and I'm going to add roughly 16 ounces of water into the foam cannon and roughly 2 ounces of the foaming surface wash. So 1 1/8 dilution. So that's 16 ounces right there. It doesn't have to be an exact science. You can also eyeball it, that's fine. I just like to measure things. So we're going to add 2 ounces of this. I'm going to twirl it around. This is an MTM PF22 foam cannon, by the way. So this is a high-end, high-quality part from NTM. So we're going to spray the pre-wash solution directly on the vehicle. This is going to help to lift and encapsulate any loose dirt and contaminants, and of course to lift those off the surface so we can rinse them away before you actually do the contact wash with the 2-bucket method. So by doing a pre-wash, you're minimizing the chances of swirls and scratches on your vehicle. So follow me. Let's attach this to the foam cannon. So we have these quick disconnects. So I remove the wand, I simply attach the foam cannon, and we're good to go. So now we're simply going to rinse off. Alright guys, so now it's time for the actual contact wash of the vehicle. So we're going to work from top to bottom, always work in that way because of course the cleanest parts of the car is usually the top, and as you go to the lower portions where you have all the road dirt and grime that's there. So also what we're doing is we're using a 2-bucket wash method. So we have a rinse bucket that's filled with clean water. So this is where you're going to dunk your wash mitt to rinse it off. And we have the wash bucket with the soapy water. So this is where you have your soapy solution. So you dip it in the wash bucket. You're going to wash your vehicle, a couple of parts, come back, rinse it off. In the inside here, you can notice we have some detail guards, cyclone dirt traps. So this is an evolution of the grit guard. And so this traps all the grit and any dirt that you might have in the bottom of the bucket, so that way you don't get any dirt in the wash solution. So that's very important. I'm using a microfiber wash mitt, so let's go ahead and start cleaning the car. Always use straight lines, so don't wash your car in circular motions. That way you'll avoid to have some streaking or some scratches or swirl marks, because it's during the washing stages and the drying stages where people usually put the most amount of scratches. All right, so we come to the rinse bucket, dunk it in, rub it against the grit guard, and now we're ready for some fresh wash solution. Today we're lucky, it's a cloudy day, so and it's a cool day outside, roughly 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so always work in the shade or in a garage if you can, and this way you get optimal results. So as you can tell, I'm stopping midway through the body line because the lower rocker panels and the bottom parts of the doors are the dirtiest, so we keep that for last. Of course, you understand that I'm doing this for demo purposes, because normally I do the all around the vehicle, so this is for the camera, but you kind of get the point. So work your way from top to bottom, straight line techniques. So I have this Detailing Outlaws Buckenizer, where I can have my mitt or my brushes on the side. Now we're going to rinse. Alright guys, so now we're going to do the chemical decontamination of the vehicle. So in this case we're going to use CarPro Iron X. This is an iron particle remover. It sprays on clear, and after a few minutes of dwell time it's going to turn to a purplish reddish color, indicating that the iron particles from the brake dust and the industrial fallout in the clear coat is going to react. It's going to melt away and you're going to be able to rinse it off. So on a white car it's particularly obvious. If we have a look, you're going to see all these orange rust spots. Well, this is iron filings or iron particles, such as brake dust, that have been projected onto the body. and they oxidize with water, of course, and the oxygen in the air. So this is going to help to remove all that. And just a quick reminder, if your vehicle was protected with a ceramic coating, you will not follow up with a clay stage because you're going to damage the coating. So all you do is a decon wash like this. So an iron remover, I recommend to use this twice yearly or every 6 months or as needed if you see a lot of contamination. So you have the choice to either spray this on a wet vehicle as we currently have. So we washed it, we rinsed it, and while it's still wet, we're going to apply it, or on a dry vehicle as you wish. Either or works perfectly well. So we're going to start spraying this liberally on the surface. We're going to let it dwell for a few minutes. Never let the product dry. Always work in a well-ventilated area because the fumes are very, very toxic. Of course, it has this like rotten egg smell. So you're going to let it react, and then we're going to come back and show you what it's going to look like. So you spread liberally. You spray it on the panels. You can spray this on glass as well. These kinds of products never work in direct sunlight, by the way, so always in a shaded area. We can already tell, guys, we just put this on like 30 seconds ago and it's already starting to react. Look at all the iron particles, all that contamination, all that purple bleeding that you can see. There's a bunch all over it. So obviously by decontaminating, it's going to help by making the paint a lot cleaner and a lot better looking. And so when we're going to put the follow-up topper protection, it's going to be a lot easier, of course, for the protection to bond to the paint. All right, guys, so it's been roughly 3 to 4 minutes. And as you can tell, the iron product or the iron decontamination product made its job. So you can see all the iron particles that are melting away, and you're going to see, let's make a tour of the vehicle and you're going to see just how important this step is, because you're going to see it's fully contaminated. So brake dust, industrial fallout, iron particles. Have a quick look. Of course the hood is full of this. Look at the sides. Of course, the lower parts of the panels, this is where you get the most brake dust and road grime. So that's where you have the most iron filings. And on the back bumper, on the license plate, you can see all that contamination. So look at all of this stuff. So all vehicles have this regardless of what the paint color is. It's just that it's more obvious on a white paint. So you can kind of tell why those steps are important. So now we're going to go ahead and rinse all of this off. Rinsing is very important. Be very thorough. So come here, guys. I'm going to show you something. So already you can tell that we're restoring the hydrophobic properties of the existing ceramic coating. So if you noticed at the beginning, the water was kind of slowly sheeting off and there was practically no water beading. That's because there was a masked effect because of all the road grime, all the dirt, and of course the traffic film. So all that oily substance that you get on your car when you're driving, especially when it's raining, well, all that builds up and you need to decontaminate the paint. So the soap, of course, helped. And now you can tell lots of water beading on the panel. And if I spray the panel, you're going to see how quick the water is to sheet. So look at this. So look at all the water quickly going off, and you see all this beading left too. So the sheeting properties of the ceramic coating have been restored. So a proper decon wash, this is what you do. You have restorative properties, and that's how you bring some life back in. And we're going to help boost that, of course, with the topper. So stay tuned for the protection stage. All right, guys, so we're done rinsing the vehicle. Now is the drying stage. So we're first going to start by using a twisted loop microfiber drying towel. So twisted loop because the loops are twisted. This is my favorite type of drying towel. So this here is the Geon Silk Dryer. we're going to use a squeegee for the windows, then we're going to dry the body with this, and we're going to finish with the car dryer, the Master Blaster Revolution, to get into all the nooks and crannies, the grills, the intricate parts, such as the mirrors, the door sills, and the door jambs, to make sure the paint is fully dried. And of course, you won't get those drip marks, which we all hate, right? After you're done washing your car. Start with the glass. So you have a couple of options when you're drying with a towel. You can do the blot dry, so you set your towel and you blot it dry, and then you remove and you go on to the next section. But honestly, with soft microfiber towels like these, you can just go and gently wipe, and it's going to take care of any water in no time. As you can tell, this type of towel is very absorbent. That's why I like twisted loop microfiber drying towels. Alright guys, so now is the time for the paint protection stage. So once you're done doing all that prep work and the vehicle is finally dry, you have the choice to apply a form of paint protection. There are three common types. So there's traditional carnauba waxes, which last typically 2 to 3 months. You have synthetic paint sealants, which will last 5 to 6 months. And you have full-blown ceramic coatings, such as what's applied on this car, which will last 2 to 3 years or more, depending on which version you get. So to maintain ceramic coatings, there's a formula called a silica spray sealant. So essentially, it's a spray-on paint sealant with SiO2 technology or ceramic technology infused. So in this case, the last coat. This is one of my favorite spray-on paint protections, along with Beadmaker, if you guys have been following my channel from PNS. So the last coat here, the advantage of this one, you can apply it as a standalone product or as a topper to enhance or boost the properties of your existing ceramic coating. This will last anywhere from 4 to 6 months and is very, very easy to apply. It's going to add a lot of gloss, a lot of hydrophobic effects. The water is going to sheet off and bead off the paint, so maintenance washes are going to be a lot easier. You get UV protection and all the benefits of a ceramic coating light that's easy to apply. So I'm using a microfiber applicator block. I'll spray a couple of stripes of the product directly onto the microfiber applicator, and I'm going to apply directly to the paint in a movement of a crosshatch pattern, so up and down and left to right. And then we're going to buff off or level off with a high quality plush microfiber towel. So the advantage of this product is that there is no curing time. So once you're done applying, a couple of minutes later, you can go ahead and drive in inclement weather and even drive it in the rain. So that's one of the advantages and why I like this coating. So you basically apply this, super simple, easy on, easy off. You take your microfiber towel and you simply buff off, and that's it. You have protection, increased gloss, of course slickness that I absolutely love on the paint. And there you go. The paint is now glossy and silky smooth, so we're going to do the entire vehicle and come back for more of the steps. So one of the final steps is to clean glass before we go ahead and dress the tires. So to clean glass, I like to use waffle weave microfiber towels, high quality ones from the Rag Company. For glass, I always use an ammonia-free glass cleaner. I like Invisible Glass by Stoner. So this is a streak-free finish. You can even use this in direct sunlight, no problem. And of course, it won't harm tinted windows if you have tinted glass. And then for protection, I'm going to use P&S Bead Maker. So this is a spray-on paint sealant. I love it for the paint, for the gloss and slickness, but you can also use this on chrome trim and glass as well. So we're going to use the box method to clean glass. You first start by wetting your microfiber towel, and then just a little bit on the glass. And the box method is basically you do the edges, such as a box, and then you work your way in. And of course, also you can lower the glass and pinch the top part of the glass if you want top work. So look, you still get filth, even though, guys, we wash the car, remember? So always follow up with glass cleaning. Flip the towel, apply a little bit of bead maker for protection. A little goes a long way. You just massage that in, and this is gonna help the water bead, of course, off the glass and make maintenance a lot easier during your washes. And that's it. So now you have streak-free glass that is protected and that is also glossy. All right, guys, so for the final step, we're going to apply a tire dressing. So this one here is Chemical Guys VRP for vinyl, rubber, and plastics. So we're going to dress the inner fender wells here and the tire walls. Of course, always shake your chemicals. What I like about this one is that it's water-based and it won't sling on the paint, so none of those black dots. And it gives a nice shine, not too glossy and not too matte, just the perfect balance. Water-based dressings don't last as long, so maybe 1 or 2 weeks, but simply reapply. I just like the look that they give. It's a non-greasy look, so you spread that out. This here is an Adams Hex Logic tire dressing applicator. So you work that into the rubber. It gives that nice detailed touch. Gives UV protection to the rubber. It's going to hydrate the rubber. And of course give that finishing touch that we all love. Nothing says this car has been detailed more than a tire dressing that you properly apply. I also like CarPro Pearl diluted 1-in-1. So that's another good tire dressing and plastics dressing. So very easy to apply. Make sure you work that very closely into the bead of the tire. And then you can dress the plastic moldings to give it more pop. So as you can tell, this restores the plastic and we have a nice finished result. vehicle has been fully detailed with the spring detail. We're going to test the hydrophobic properties. So we're going to look for two things: water beading, so how tight and round the beads are of water on the paint, and also water sheeting, so how quickly the water runs off the panel. And we're going to use a pressure washer for this, so you're going to see just how good the protection now is. It's very glossy, very slick, and of course the vehicle is going to be very easy to maintain during maintenance washes. So let's have a look. So look how quickly the water ran off the panel now. Very nice round and tight water beads, if you can have a close-up shot of that. So it looks great. Let's do that once again. So look at how quickly the water runs off the panel. And you get a lot of water beading. Let's do the same thing now on a vertical panel. So on the door here, so you guys can have a look. We're also going to spray the glass because this has bead maker and this has the last coat. So look at the glass. You see how quickly the water beads off and sheets off? Let me do that again. Boom, look at that. And now for the door. So you can see the quick sheeting action of the water and all these nice little tight and round beads. So a visual indicator that there's paint protection on the paint. So let's do that one last time. And the water just drips away. Guys, by the way, I'm going to add the links to all the products and equipment that I used in the video. I'll drop those links in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. I hope you enjoyed the video of following me through all the steps of this spring detail on this 2013 Volkswagen Jetta. I know you guys also enjoy me detailing some older cars, so this is the case. If you want to show me your support, of course, smash the thumbs up button. If you want to continue to follow me, consider subscribing to my channel by clicking the subscribe button that's found under this video. And that way you'll never miss my future videos and continue to learn more about car detailing, so products, equipment, tips, tricks, and techniques. So guys, like every single week, thanks for being there, thanks for watching, and in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.